Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are doing the Shrine of Secrets review for the 17th of February 2021. This is a series where we go over the Shrine of Secrets in Dead by Daylight. There are 2 killer perks and 2 survivor perks. We go over what they do, how they work, how they change as the perk tiers up, and at the end I will give my thoughts on which ones you should buy with very different shards. This is me using my knowledge of the game. I've been playing for a few years, so I've been using my knowledge to basically guide you on which ones you should buy. But again, this is all just my opinion, so don't take it as facts. I haven't experimented with every single perk in the game, though I do have most perks in the game. This is just mainly for like DLC perks more than anything. If like a character has like one really good perk and the rest are bad and you have to pay for them, so you can just get that perk, you know, and don't have to worry about it. It's all just my opinion, so please don't shout at me if I have a different opinion to you. That's fine. If you don't agree with me, I'm just hoping to guide you on what to buy shards on. But sometimes I'll say don't spend any shards and just save them up. Or just say it's a perk that's kind of meh, so you might as well just level them up, you know. I think we're just going to get started. I've realised these intros probably get a bit too long sometimes, so we're just going to jump into it basically. First of all, we have Decisive Strike, which is a lorry perk, and this is a very well-known perk. This is very meta at the moment. However, interestingly, it is getting nerfed in a while with the next chapter, so maybe like a month away or 3 weeks or something. So this won't be as powerful as it is right now, so use it while you can. Most people know what this perk is, but if you somehow don't, basically it's an anti-tunneling perk. Once you get rescued from the hook, or you unhook yourself, you have 40 seconds at tier 2, that's 50 seconds, at tier 3, 60 seconds. In that time, if you get downed again and then picked up by the killer, so basically if you get tunneled off a hook, if you get picked up, you get a skill check, which is like the same as an overcharge skill check, and if you hit it, you're able to stun the killer for 5 seconds, and you automatically escape the killer's grasp. Succeeding or failing the Decisive Strike skill check will disable Decisive Strike, and if you do manage to stun them, you will become the Obsession. This perk will naturally increase your chance of being the Obsession, and blah blah blah, the rest of the rest. Okay, so, very powerful. This is obviously very worth it, and I will not spend long on this. So I'm just adjusting my mic. I'm not going to spend long on this because I feel like most people should probably know. Everyone's probably faced or used this perk at some point, but this is really good to get now because it's going to be getting nerfed soon, which has it so once you do get rescued, if you repair a gen, heal a teammate, cleanse a totem, sabotage a hook, and then some other things, if you do that within the 60 seconds, it will disable Decisive Strike. So basically, if you get picked up in the 60 seconds, but you've done one of those things, then you won't be able to attempt a stun. It just won't let you. So basically it just means that you have to spend 60 seconds not doing anything, which I think is really good, and I would say most people actually are very happy with this change, because as a killer main, it is very annoying to go against this perk. So hopefully this will kind of ward people off from using it for a while. But in its current state, that'll be, again, that's not coming for like a while yet, so I would say get this now and use it while you can, because soon this will be a bit more different to use. But yeah, it's an obsession perk. Other than that, I feel like most people know what that is. Next up we have Dragon's Grip, and this is a blight perk, and this is the first time it's come on the shrine. I think we've had Hex Blood Favor on the shrine before, so it's not the first time that blight's had a perk on here, I don't think. But this one is okay. This one's quite funky actually. So this is a blight perk, and after you kick a gen, for the next 30 seconds, the first survivor that interacts with that gen, so if they tap it basically, they will scream with the little bubble thing, and it will reveal their location for 4 seconds, and they will become afflicted with the exposed status effect for 60 seconds. Sorry about that. Dragon's Grip has the cooldown of 120 seconds, at tier 2 that's 100 seconds, and tier 3 has 80 seconds. This one is interesting. I haven't used it a whole lot, but when I do, it's kind of situational. I think it's like an okay perk. Sorry, again. I have got a drink with me, I swear. So, I would say the amount of times that you'll get used out of this perk is quite small. I feel like the time is maybe too short. The 4-second location thing, well, for a while, I think it's fixed now, but for a while the screen bubble thing, for the perk won't actually work, so you'll just hear a scream and you'll just be like, what? Also, I feel like if you're out of range, if you're like across the map, or if you're in a chase, then obviously this won't really help you at all. Also, I think the cooldown for this perk should be the same as the exposed status effect. I think it should be a 60-second cooldown. Because again, I just feel like this is one of those perks that's just really risky to use. I feel like it's just really too situational. These could be auras, I guess, because some people like to just either run away. Well, yeah, I would say most people just tap the gen, realize there's perks on, and then just run away. Or sometimes they'll hide around the gen, or maybe just hide behind the gen, maybe. Which is definitely a thought. But yeah, I think the cooldown especially is way too much. The exposed status effect is nice, but it's only if you're nearby. Because if you're in a chase or you are across the map, by the time that you get to the gen, they're either long gone or they're hiding and they're just urban evading somewhere. And then the exposed status effect's going to run out before you know it. It might catch someone off guard who touches it, and then they might stay there, and you know they might try and be a bit ballsy about it if they think they're good. But yeah, I would say overall this perk is fun. And it's like interesting. You could combine this, I guess, with like things like surveillance, maybe, so you can see the exact moment, see if they go back on it or whatever. But other than that, I feel like this perk's probably a bit too situational. It probably needs to get buffed. Again, the cooldown especially, I think the location reveal should be longer, and also I think it should be an aura reveal, not the screen bubble thing. So keep that in mind. But I think it's not terrible. Again, I have got value from this before. I'm not just going to immediately start shitting on it. I think it's good, but it could be better. But again, there are worse perks. You know, like I'd rather use this over something like Overcharge, for example. You know, so again, just my opinion. But you know, keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind as well, this is more expensive in the shrine because it's its first appearance. So it's 2,700 shards. Sorry, rather than 2,000. I don't know what just happened to my voice then. That was weird. Next up we have Empathy, which is a Claudette perk, and this one is, yeah, I have some thoughts on this one. So basically, dying or injured allies' auras are revealed to you when within a 64 meter range. At tier 2, I think this is 96 meters, and tier 3 is 128. So that's massive. Compared to Bond, which at max is 36, could be increased to like 40 something if you're using open-handed. But 128 meters is pretty crazy, to be honest. Empathy does not reveal auras of allies when they are in direct contact with the killer. I don't really know what it means by that, to be honest, because maybe if they're getting picked up, I would say maybe, or like getting grabbed out of locker. I don't really know what it means by that. Haven't used this perk for a while, to be honest. So people like to compare this to Bond, and there's usually a very big argument if you should use Bond or Empathy, and I prefer Bond because you can see more people, even if they're healthy. Sorry. Though I will say again, Empathy has a much bigger range, so keep that in mind. But also it is only dying or injured, so this helps with chases, I guess, because, well, helps to see if someone is in a chase, so you know how long to spend on the gen. I guess that's one thing better than Bond, because Bond does that as well, but Bond also has, so you can even see if healthy people are being chased. But also, if they get out of range during chase, then obviously you won't be able to see if they're getting chased. You'll have to just rely on health states. So I feel like this one is okay, but again, I prefer Bond. Bond is in like all of my survivor builds, especially because I'm solo queue primarily. But I feel like if you are solo queue as well, both these perks are good, but I personally prefer Bond. I'm just more happy with seeing more people and if they're healthy, but I do appreciate Empathy has a much bigger range. And again, you can tell where the killer is if they're chasing someone. Pardon me. Oh my god, sorry, I always have my dry throat doing these, bloody hell. I do appreciate that you can see the killer chasing someone from a much bigger range. Also, I just thought this now. If you see like someone crouching and you should see they're like crouch walking around something as if they're hiding, that will let you know there's maybe a killer who's like got no terror radius. Just little things like that, especially solo queue. Like I said, it's not really point using this if you have comms. Personally, I'm more of a Bond guy, but I really do see the impact of Empathy. But I just feel like Bond is better just because of you can see healthy people as well. But again, it's up to you. It's just that's just my. I haven't used empathy for a while, but I would say this perk's not bad. People think this is like kind of bad, and sort of, but at the same time, you know, it's pretty good as well. Maybe get a buff or something. I don't know. Finally, we have actually this part doesn't need a buff, to be honest. 128 meters is a very big range, so yeah. Finally, we have Phantophobia, which is a nurse perk, and also this has my favourite perk description. Their courage fades in the face of undeniable mortality. That sounds really badass and very malevolent. Anyway, this is a nurse perk, and this one again, you've probably faced this loads of like Freddy's and Legions, and a lot of killers use this, to be honest. So, for each injured, dying or hooked survivor, all survivors receive a penalty of 4% to a maximum of 16% to repair, sabotage, and totem cleansing speeds. A tier 2 that is 4.5% and the maximum of 18%, and a tier 3 that is 5% to a maximum of 20%. I was about to say 18% then, but 20%. This used to have it so it affected repair, sabotage, and healing speeds, but this recently got changed so it doesn't affect healing anymore, and it now affects totem cleansing. Which I feel is a bit pointless because people don't cleanse that often, but whatever. This perk, I feel like it's a bit overrated. I feel like, again, you've probably faced this so much, and I literally face this probably every day at least once. It's not bad, okay? 20% to like repair and like, well, sabotage and turn cleansing, but especially to repair, 20% is quite crazy. If you're on a gen with other people, it basically forces you to split up because the gen will just take a lot longer. So I can see that, but also you have to have everyone injured. So, like I said, I think every killer could benefit from this because I definitely see like the most strangest killers using this. I see like spirits using this and like doctors, and I'm just like, what? But I would say especially killers like Legion and Plague. Maybe Freddy is justified with that one add-on where like for each person in the dream world, everything that slow down. But again, I know that's a pain in the ass to play against. I fucking hate playing against Freddy's like that. This perk in general is kind of annoying to play against, but however, because they changed the healing speed aspect, it's a lot easier to remove the effect. But yeah, especially killers like that who kind of have to keep everyone injured, especially benefit from this. I like combining this with Blood Echo when I use it, because Blood Echo also affects people who are injured by making them exhausted and hemorrhaged whenever you hook someone. So I love Blood Echo. I really love that perk. It's one of my favourites, I think, actually. But things like that, again, Sloppy Butcher, because that will just make healing take longer, so the effect stays in place longer. Actually, I think that's probably one of the reasons why healing speeds got removed from this, because if you do combine this with Sloppy, that means it just takes ages. Because again, 20%. Oh no, it used to be only capped off at 18%, I think, as well, didn't it? Or did it cap off at 16% before? I can't remember. It definitely wasn't 5% and 20%. But yeah, this perk's not terrible. The effect is good, and it's very easy to get this effect. Even if you got this perk at tier 3 and you get one person injured, that's still like 4%. No, sorry, that's 16%. No, that is 4%. Bloody hell. That is 4%, which, again, that can easily stack up. It's very easy to injure people, obviously, so... But yeah, I would say this is probably a bit overrated, to be honest. I mean, it's good, but it's not like amazing, and I feel like everyone just really loves this perk, and I just think it's like, okay, it's not terrible, you know. So now I'm going to go for which perks I think you should buy, and for Survivor, I'm going to say Decisive Strike, just because at the moment it's still really good, and obviously if someone gets tunneled a lot, or you're fed up with it. Laurie's other perks aren't that great. She has the Object of Obsession, which lets the killer see you basically at all times, so you have to be really good at the game to like use that properly. And also Soul Survivor is just really bad in general, so I would just say get this. Again, I have Laurie as a character and I still only have this perk, so that says a lot. I would say get your value from this before it gets nerfed. I will probably still try and use it once it gets nerfed, but again, it'll be kind of harder because you just have to not really do anything, so I would say that. Empathy, again, if you want empathy, that's good, because she also has self-care and botany knowledge, so maybe just level up Claudette if you're interested in those. But at the same time, those perks aren't great, but I know they're not terrible. Self-care can go to hell, but like, it's up to you really. It's just like, if you're a player like that, I personally like using healing builds as well. I'm very like altruistic, so if this is for you, then yeah, go pick it up. I would say get this over leveling up Claudette, to be honest. And for killer, I'm going to say Phantophobia, because Nurse also has Nurse's Calling as Strider. Nurse's Calling isn't that bad, but Strider is also quite situational, but also not terrible. So I would say, yeah, just again, you can level up Nurse if you want, but I would say you can get this if you want. Dragon's Grip, again, it's kind of complex, and Blight also has Undying and Blood Favor. Undying is okay now, it's still pretty good. Got nerfed obviously, and Blood Favor, again, is kind of trash. So probably just stay away from that, to be honest. You can save that for something else. So Decisive and Fanna is what I'm going to have on my final thought. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope this was helpful. Yeah, other than that, I haven't really got much to say. I'll see you in the next one.